Let's speak to this Yozon person. Yozon looks like a young boy. I think I spoke to him earlier. Look, it's Miss Suikyun. She's back from her adventures. He cheers. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all of the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Suikyun? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. Question mark. What's all this commotion then? Oh, a couple of guys walked up. One guy in white full suit armor, and another mage-looking person. Yozon. Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonet. Did you know that Miss Suikyun is back? Hori Boulder. And Hori is one of those orc-looking guys. He's got almost like long buzz-cut red hair, and his skin is very gray. It's an odd combination. So it would seem. Welcome back, Suikyun. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. And his companion, the mage guy, bows. I am known as Hori Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the art of combat. Yozon. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Suikyun if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hurt monsters alongside her, don't you? The guy's like, I don't know about that. He scratched the back of his head. Hori Boulder. Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Suikyun? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Coltonet's like, wait, what? Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you are merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Hori laughs. Hori, ha 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 ha! Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters is the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson. What say you, Suikyun? Would you consent to spar with me? I smile and nod. Yozon. Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everybody. We must prepare our guests for an outing. All the kids turn to leave and then run off. Coltonet. Do try not to disappoint them, Hori gives a little pose in like a battle roar, it looked like. Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last onze of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I much look forward to our bout. So I'm gonna go beat up a couple dudes, huh? Alright. Let's go do that. 'Twas good of you to agree to the Suicune. I trust you are ready to begin. And this is a single-player thing, anyway. Alright. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings lady waiting any longer. Coltonet. Ahem. Hori? Are you certain you wish to fight her alone? This is Suicune you face. He shrugs. Hori. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Suicune to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Coltonet. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. He nods. Question mark. Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you? Oh, that's Thancred. Never mind. I think it's Thancred. Hooray. Yida? What? Who are all these people? Thancred, Papamio, Yida. Yida. When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Uh-oh. Thancred. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Suicune's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Yozan. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. I think that's his sister, Koharu. You can win, Master Boulder. These are the two that were interviewing me before. Hooray. We shall soon see. On your guard. He gives a smirk. Alright. Day and night I've honed my skills. Now come time to test them. Coltonet's like, yeah, this should be interesting. Such powers. The tails barely do you justice. Master Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. 'Tis time I join the fray. On your feet, Hori. Oh, now the wizard guy's gonna join me. Yeah, I'm on over here. Now I can beat you with my holy. This Suicune is so strong. You can't give up yet, Mr. Boulder. You can't disappoint the young leads. Ah! I admit defeat. It was an honor and a privilege. Yeah, I just beat up Coltonet. Still gotta fight Hori, though. He got up again. He's got his 4th point. Never have I faced such strength. But the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the implacable foe. And he's done. That was easy. Hori, you have bested me. I yield. Goes on. Ah. Everybody cheers. That was incredible. She beat them both at the same time. Yeah, I'm pretty boss. Frontier Hand. Kinda looks like Cloud. We knew you couldn't lose, Suicune. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Experienced adventurer. some chick lady in black armor. Black and silver armor. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I've much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Yep. Good job though, Hori. Everyone's clearing out. The two children walk over to Hori and Coltonet and talk to them. Oh, Alphanon shows up. Impressive as always, Suicune. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. Yep, throwing them rocks. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. I mean, technically we first saw each other on the ride here to Gridania, but you didn't know me then, you didn't say nothing to me. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. Is he not from anywhere here? I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw was expended toward their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzean a foolish and childish people. So I guess he's not from Eorzea, like this continent? Well, no, not even the continent, because there's like several continents. This part of the world, I guess? Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius, and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. Gives a little smile. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, oft infuriating... or he's like, posing dramatically for the children as they cheer. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people, that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for these inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. He looks at them so fondly. He kind of gazes at the sky wistfully. I, too, will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the Scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No. What is needed to tackle the root of the primal threats and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue the discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. I nod, stoically, and he also nods with a little smile. The camera kind of pans towards the crystal tower which shines in the night sky. Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. That's okay. I can fly! Oh, I didn't think it would let me ride my thing in here. Alright, let's speak to Alphanod in Manphilia's room. Thank you for coming, Sukyun. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be the one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Huh. Not sure why it's lagging so much all of a sudden. Recruiting the Realm. Alphanod, pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land, and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. He thinks for a moment. Yes, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification drawing away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It would be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. He nods. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugees' revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. Yeah, you can't call me for everything. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. I nod, stoically. He nods in return with a little smile. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Luminsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Teleport to the lower decks. Found you, Elfenod. Ah, there you are. I am ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blofuswin, I guess. While the Admiral and I are finalizing the permissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it, and you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Elfenod, I talked to some people. So, Coon, your recruiting went well, I trust? Actually, it went terribly. I only recruited one guy. I am curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Luminsa. Yeah, they weren't keen on it. A member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interests. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I, too, was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nofika's altar. Like, no, it went terribly. Everyone's like, Dude, I'm a pirate. I do what I do. And then the one guy, it was like Rio or something, where we had to do the 3 whistles at the lake or whatever to get him to show up. Yeah, he's the guy that we recruited. He's like, oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, sure, I'll join. But everyone else is like, go fuck yourself. Alphanod. My audience with the Elder Seed Seers due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. I think this is as far as I got, because I don't remember talking to these people. If not, I'm back. What news, Suicune? For my part, the Elder Seed Seer was most amiable to our requirements. So we talked to this wood whaler guy, and he was the one that we... his name was like Leviatus or something like that, where he was the guy that sold out his wood whaler people for money. Because he was like, I'm too poor, and that makes me mad, even though I'm doing good things. So... yeah, I spoke to that guy, and he actually joined the Grand Company thing. So apparently he was fresh out of prison. And shockingly, the wood whalers wanted nothing to do with him. A former wood whaler, and a seasoned adventurer, our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Yeah, it was better than the pirates. Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Yeah, I did speak to this Grand Company before. I think the Grand Company bit was as far as I got. Because I think I got to the whole Grand Company, and then I was like, I want to go record this. So I'm pretty sure that's as far as I got. I think I asked my friend, I was like, dude, am I even in Heaven's Word yet? And he's like, no. You've got like 43 quests left before you get to Heaven's Word. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it so long to get to Heaven's Word? Alphanod. Ul'dah, the Gilded City, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous 2. I mean, the first one out of 5 people, I only got 1 recruit, but I guess that's better than 0. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade where our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Suicune. Alphanod, I'm back. Spoke to some peoples. How fared you, Suicune? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? We got some takers. Got a couple of takers. Got one person who's like, you're being funded with, with suspicious coin. If you think you're going to be for the, power of good, then you're stupid. So, but I got some takers. A single Alamegan youth? Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. I mean, Ramuh's a thing. Does he count? But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Suikyun. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. I nod, stoically. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessing. Our first wave of recruitment is over. The document signed and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. Apparently I look concerned, though I couldn't quite tell. You are concerned by the syndicate's involvement? As was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Yeah, I think the one guy's concerned. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. I mean, you'd basically have to have the wealth of an entire nation, and then some, probably. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone of the United Eorzea. Oh, apparently we're on a ship already to go back. Automatically. It's nighttime and you see the yellow light shining out of the windows. Stars in the sky. And my little balloon ship. See the Sultana watching as the ship leaves. On her balcony outside.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
Ruban walked behind her and kneeled down with his head bowed, and then she spoke to him.
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi.
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
Her face crumbles. She clenches her fist.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
She, pounds her fists in frustration. So her face crumbles even more. She bows her head sadly.
What good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Tears shine in her eyes as she sniffles. She runs into Ruban's strong arms as he holds her tightly.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Okay, that was what I saw, and I was like, okay, I gotta record this. This is getting good. So this was as far as I got. So I don't know shit about what the actual Grand Company is or anything like that. So let's find out what it is. Ah, oh no. Red initiated a trade with me. He's probably gonna be like, why are you giving me money? Stop it! It's like, can't make boots yet. That's fine. See what my friend gave me. Some level, looks like 62 gear. And level 60 gear. Which will make me pretty significantly stronger. I look like I'm in tribal clothing. That's weird. So that's for a mage though. But yeah, I look like I'm a tribal person. Huh. Not bad though. Pretty cool. He goes, you are now overgeared for overworld content. And I went, mwahahaha. I mean, I was already over-leveled for overworld content, so might as well get some gear to match. Alright, let's go into the Rising Stones and see what they have to say. Is Thancred over here still? Because last time he was over here, and he was watching a lady work, and he was saying something like, oh, there's nothing more beautiful than a woman hard at work, I say. A beautiful rose, full of thorns, and bracing against the winter wind or whatever, some shit like that. Oh, he's having lunch. What do you have to say? Thancred, your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. Mayhaps I should arrange a sparring match of my own. With me or him? I mean, how bad do you want to get your ass kicked? I mean, he's got skills. I will admit he's got skills. Alright, so Alphanod is in Menphilia's office. Let's talk to him. This is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our efforts is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Suicune. I am certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Yep, gotta save the world some more. Let's see what Alphanod's got to say. My grandfather formed the Circle of Knowing in hopes that, through the accumulation of knowledge, Eorzea might be saved from disaster foretold. A band of champions brought together by a common goal to lead our realm to a better tomorrow. Though our means may differ, I would like to believe I do him proud in undertaking this new endeavor. Yeah, probably. Let's see. Heretical harassment. Alright. Menphilia. Greetings, Suicune. Alphanod tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scion shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphanod to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slaffborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires? Okay. Alright, Slaffborn. How you doing? Slaffborn. What can I do for you, Suicune? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with the new arms of the Scion. I want to see if you need any help. Ha! I barely noticed you recruits arrive. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. Well, I appreciate your offer of aid. 'Tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told that this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Question mark. Slaffborn, the shipment! We couldn't... Who's that? Looks like some lady in a... almost like a red tunic. Like a Zelda tunic. God's woman, what befell? Adventurers Guild assistant. We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll. Provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. Slaffborn nods. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did the supplies originate? The assistant. House Four Temps. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Slaffborn. Understood. I shall see that they are appraised of this development. He looks to me. And seems to point, I think? Suicune, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Four Temps? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with the Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. That's alright, I got this. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Hertrefant will be glad of your assistance. The assistant bows. Alright, if I remember, this is the really cold place. Yep, 'tis Winterfell. Alright, Hedgefant. Well, if it isn't my fine friend, Suikyu Nastrama. Would you care for a plate of roast, caracal? Some mulled wine? No? I see you have not come into my halls merely to escape the biting cold. Nope. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. Yep, you'd be right on that. When the cold sets in.
The incident with the New Frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest.
He nods.
Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
I nod.
Halone's blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
I think it's funny whenever the camera's, like, zooms it, focuses on my character, I just kind of stand there. Stand there stoically staring at him. What's up, Drillamon? Remember me? Suikune, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I am a man of action, and need no honeyed words. Cool. You and I will get along great. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury. But you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this ice heart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Sounds like a primal's influence, doesn't it? Mayhap you would care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor spelled Trader, was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow, and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Alright, let's go to the hospital. Upstairs, maybe? Let's go upstairs. Yep, here we go. Mistreated merchant. Tell you what happened? Why, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly Blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze, and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Wise words, my good man, wise words. Alright, let's speak to this knight dude. Gah! Draw your weapon, foul... wait. I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of the raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished like icy wraiths. Get a cutscene for some reason. You see a woman. You don't get to see all of her. You kind of see, like, below her nose down to her chest, basically. And she's wearing some kind of blue shirt or robe, maybe. And she's got really long white hair and pointy ears and is pretty white with, like, pale lips, basically. She goes, Kind of see her feet for a second when she walks off. I glance up, I guess, in her direction that was above me, but I don't know if I see her or not, or saw her. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best we were to return to Whitebrim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillamon. But I can fly. I can go up there and look. Alright, or not. Drillamon. Sukyun, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily, I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Herchefant of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. I mean, I don't know what she did, but okay. Oh. The, rewards for this quest literally have nothing to do with me. Well, that's disappointing, game. Good thing my friend crafted me a bunch of items when the game won't provide me any. And these are still level 50 quests, and I'm level 62. So, yeah. But I keep doing dailies whenever it asks for a healer. That gives me lots of money and lots of experience. Let's see what it actually says now. Right now it asks for a tank. And I get lots of storm seals, which is how I've been getting most of mine. Herchefant!
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody.
Their camera work in this scene is quite interesting. He's like eyeing me up and down as he's walking around me. The camera kind of focuses slightly behind and to the right of some guys doing squats. And he's now just kind of behind me staring at a wall. And I look kind of worried as I eye him off the side.
But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
No one's really told me anything, honestly.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak?
I'm honestly shocked at how much dialogue we've been getting all of a sudden.
Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
I nod. Hey, charisma will get you very far. I mean, just ask Damon from House of Dragons. He can basically get away with anything because he's so fucking charismatic. I think it's pretty rare to find someone that charismatic, but when they do, it's like being under a spell. Slaffborn, see what happened was. Suikun, 'tis good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Corinthus? House for attempts is to send us a second shipment? I must send thanks to Lord Hetrophant for his continued generosity. Yet, even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphanod's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Yes. Brave new companions. Yeah, I have not gotten this far, so I'm officially beyond anywhere I've been before. So this is all completely new to me. Slaffborn. While you were away in Corinthus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tatru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist can do with a hand? Yes, let's go help Tatru. She's so precious. Tatru's great. Tatru, I'm here to help. What can I do to lighten your load? These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents... Why are they even here? Ugh! I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket! I mean, I understand. I really do. Ah! Suikun! You startled me! You wish to lend a hand? Oh, splendid! Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphanod if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Probably not. The game's not going to tie you down to that, come on now. Alright, Alphanod, I passed out the uniforms. Yes, Suikin? Ah, Tatru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits? I did. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Suicune. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make official announcement.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made.
So we've got our typical band of people like Thancred, Yashola, all them, and then the 8 people that we gave blue uniforms to.
With your strength now pledged to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one.
He had looked to Menphilia, who smiled and nodded, and he thrust his fist into the air.
Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
Well, that was nice. Now there's like a little party, I guess, afterwards. Everyone's talking amongst each other.
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur.
So, I guess they have a little salute. So they take their left arm and they clench their fist and put it behind their back. And then they take their right arm and they kind of make it into like an L shape if they were gonna like fist pump or something. And they just kind of hold it out like that.
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
I nod, stoically.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
I shake my head.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
She looks at the broken staff that hangs on the wall behind her desk. She looks quite concerned. I'm going right into the next thing. Oh, we see an icy land with a big tower. Oh, it's Drillamont. I think that's him. Or Herchafant, one of the two. Oh, it's Herchafant. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. He's got two soldiers kneeling that are clothed in a chainmail. Oh, three. Never mind. One gets up and walks away. He turns and looks out towards the landscape. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. It looks towards a really large castle-looking thing. Like, huge. In the distance. Camera shifts to, I guess, inside the castle? I'm not sure where we are. There's a throne and an old fucker on it. He basically looks like the Pope. Yep, he looks like a fancy pope. The huge beard that basically goes down to his belly. With rows and rows of soldiers in chainmail. Lots of soldiers in chainmail. Oh! Looks like La Habrea standing behind him. And Elidibus as well. But does he see them, though? The priest taps the staff against the ground, and the soldiers raise their weapons in like a salute. But I don't know if he sees the Ascians behind him. I got an achievement, Eorzea defended. That was unexpected. Traitor in the midst. There's always a fucking traitor in the midst somewhere. Benphilia. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. I mean, it kind of sounds like just leaving them alone would solve your fucking problem. Just saying. As for the Ascians, Ariange is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for a good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphanod did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault, and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphanod has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. Oh, Alphanod likes me. Oh, he's just right down the hall. Alright. Let's go find him. What's up, Alphanod? Well, let's talk to Thancred real quick. A dazzling floral arrangement, each blossom a peerless beauty in her own right. Ah, the blessing and the burdens of an overactive imagination. The fuck are you talking about, Thancred? Are you staring at some women over there? Is that what you're talking about? Those ladies across yonder? Flamin, Yashola, and Higiri? Let's talk to Alphanod. What is it, Suicune? And do be concise, I am rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I have little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions. But I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilbert. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Suicune. He does like me. Oh, again, just right across the hall. Okay.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you? Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own.
Seems to look around for any listeners.
That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence.
I nod. And move closer to him so he can whisper.
Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the immortal flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
I nod.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears.
Come on,
But
you want to
look at
hug?
you, the honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye, we've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Ha! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Hilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you were an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway.
They both looked at me.
I have tidings.
Got very serious all of a sudden.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all.
He speaks silently.
So it is we who have been compromised.
Ruban crosses his arms.
Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime.
He nods.
It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland.
Ruban nods, then leaves. He talks to another soldier who then salutes.
Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
No problem. Back and forth. Oh, this sounds promising. Ilberd, our hunt for the Ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice it to say, we must tread warily, but one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Levalure. I'm gonna have to, go back and forth 17 times to the same place. I'm pretty sure that never stops being a thing. Elfinod, I'm back. Ilberd, he gives a salute to Elfinod. We are returned from Ul'dah, Commander. Elfinod salutes him back. And not a moment too soon. Something has happened. Ilberd, trouble? Elfinod. You will recall the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. Oberg gets pissed. Gods damn it! Alphanod. According to the reports, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Oberd. Begging your pardon, Commander, but we have not the time. He turns to me. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Garleans with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Alphanon. Captain Ilberd has the right of it. I trust you are willing. But of course you are. Now, Eliane of the 4th lies in wait in the Tangle, near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Seek her out, and she will appraise you of the situation. I nod, stoically. And my friends are fighting. Great. Eliane, you would aid us in the rescue mission? We are in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Garleans fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh, and hauling her away to the castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Garleans may be interrogating Resh, or worse. With her hurts, I feel she will not long survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. We, the remaining of the 4th, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it's too late. And they salute. Well, I found Resh after killing some guys. Let's help her out. Or him. I don't know. I forgot. I think it's a her. Yeah, it's a her. Where am I? 4 of the guys in blue outfits showed up. Eliane. Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now, to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect Garleans will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we are safely outside these walls. You want a diversion? I can make a diversion. Eliane. I have awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left to report the mission success to Commander Levelier. I shall go ahead to the Rising Stones. Okay. I see Alphanod. I want to talk to Tatru. Let's see what she says. Ah! From invoices to petitions to... It's a war, Suikun! That desk is my front line, and I fear I have been overrun! She's so cute. I don't see Thancred in here. I wonder where he's at. Alphanod. Ah, it does me well to see you thus returned. Though I doubt not your prowess, entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. Ah, you do care. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Yup. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, Suicune. Ilbert walks up. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. Alphanod. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with, and we only have like 8 members, so if losing even one of them devastates our numbers. Ilbert. As you say, Commander. I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. Alphanod. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. He turns to me. As for you, Suicune, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Quarthus. I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. Wow, people are requesting me by name. I am pretty famous now, aren't I? Coming to terms. And for some reason I get shark fin soup. Great. As a reward. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Suicune. An audience with an ambassador of the Holy See, and again, See is S-E-E, not S-E-A, of Ishgard. We are to treat with Sir Emeric, Lord of Commander of the Temple Knights, in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. I hate politics. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Emeric wishes to meet the woman behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Quarthus. Mayhap you feel this is to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to nobler use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. Or the waving of my staff, which then throws rocks at people's faces. So I guess I have to go speak to Menphilia and get permission to go stand there and look pretty and, impress everyone around me. Alright, let's go get permission then. Menphilia. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it a wonderful idea. We have received no reports of etheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Alphanod believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Alright. We have a cutscene for some reason. So, Menphilia was talking to me, and Alphanod walks into the room. Antecedent, I take it Suicune has explained the situation? Menphilia. She has, yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? And to me specifically. Alphanod. Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know more than is generally known. Oh, we're looking at a map now. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Elabathia's spine. I wonder if that's the tall tower we saw in the cutscene. Ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Yep, that's gotta be it. That was the freaking Pope, like I said. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver Tear Skies. Menphilia. Now we're getting a, in-person view of this massive tower. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. Yeah, I actually went there one time just I'm gonna go get their crystal thingy. And they're like, no, get the fuck out. We don't want you here. I'm like, oh. Alright, well, fuck you too. Alphanod. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' plea, even when the calamity loomed large. So they just kept to the little corner and they went, fuck everybody. And on the fields of Cartano, when brave men and women laid down their lives to defend the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. So there's some selfish motherfuckers. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the Alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. Alphanod shakes his head. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why, naught. Menphilia looks sad. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. Alphanod. I should hope so, rather than the lowly messengers we have been fought it off with in the past. This time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Alphanod crosses his arms. Of course, I am not so naive as to think that they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agenda to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. Those are always good to have on hand. Menphilia. The Empire will soon be at our doorsteps once more. Alphanod. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. He looks to me. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Suicune. Our old friend, Lord Hetrophant, is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. I mean, it helps that my friend has now made me almost half naked. With his, I mean, it's tasteful. You can see my midriff, but that's not really uncommon in this game. A lot of people can see everyone's midriff. Like, Menphilia is wearing less clothing than I am, so, okay, I take back what I said. I am perfectly dressed. It is very nice, though. I do like it. It's red with, like, blue feathers hanging from my waist and stuff. with some red accents and something that looks like a large golden decorative necklace hangs from my neck. What's up, Hatchfant? Whatever the fuck your name is. Ah, Suicune! A very welcome sight. Especially now that you're wearing less clothing than the last time. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. Yeah, since I'm wearing less clothing, I'm gonna need it. Alpha nod. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climates. I mean, you're wearing more clothing than I am, technically. Hedgephant. Ah, good Master Alphanod. In honor, as always. Alphanod. Likewise, Lord Hatchfant. Forgive us yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you so generously assisted in locating the Enterprise. Hatchfant. Nonsense! Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fort Temps may even seek the aid of your newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence is heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Sir Americ arrived at Camp Dragonhead earlier, and I am told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. And then I think he's looking to me. You are doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest a while by the warmth of our hearth. But if you are willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word unto the other attendees. Alphanod. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. Alphanod looks to me and I nod. I mean, I can't even take a nap by the fire? I mean, come on now. Some weird steps. Alright. Where is this person I need? Since they're right around here somewhere. I need to utilize the power of flight. Ow. Falling off a... Oh. I fell off a building and found the guy I need. Cool. House Fort Temps Guard. I like it that you can actually see the cold breath as they breathe. That's pretty good. We have been expecting you, madam. Pray take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others. Proceed into the intercessory? Sure.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Alphanod enters. And a couple of other people.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
So, two people also entered, and it's a guy and a woman? Question mark? I think. So, guy is probably maybe a paladin? I'm not sure. He's got like a very long blue, like almost like a royal blue robe on. But he's also got, metal accents everywhere, like giant metal pauldrons and stuff. Kind of reminds me of a paladin. He's white with pointy hair and slightly shaggy black hair. Pointy ears, not hair. Now he's got pointy ears with slightly shaggy black hair. The woman next to him is more clothed in full plate with huge shoulder pauldrons, and she's got mostly buzz cut, except she's got some bangs that are like doing the whole emo thing, covering half her face. And she's got human ears, so I'm guessing she's human, and with blonde hair.
I am Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emmerich. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
Sir Emmerich seems to have kind of a sexy smile. It's rather dashing.
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
Okay, so that is a woman. Okay. Taciturn Temple Knight.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
The Emmerich guy and Alphinaud kind of stared at each other for a moment, and then the Emmerich guy kind of folded his hands in his lap and leaned back in his chair and closed his eyes.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Forton has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not. For I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
A guard runs in with chainmail armor.
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked.
Again?
It was Iceheart, my lord.
Again?
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
Awkward. You guys suck. The Intercession of Saints. Elfenod. Just when we were starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll, of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Hatchafant and find out what he has learned. Hatchafant. My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. Alphanod. If you would be so kind as to elaborate. Hatchafant. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll, as it was passing through Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant, every knight was slain, every crate seized. And then as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. Temple Knight. 'Twould be an impossible feat without knowing of the route. Knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Alphanot thinks. Quite. We can pursue that avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The knight considers this. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly, as Lord Hatchafant said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Suicune. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? I am Batman, after all. Hatchafant. An excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. Let's talk to this house for Tempest Night. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for... Eh? Lord Hatchafant bids you speak with us? Then you must be... Beg your pardon, Scion. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. Whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easier to just steal it. Though a damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. I mean, yeah, someone stealing a entire caravan or whatever would have been a lot harder to hide. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own, hidden away off. But pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis naught but speculation. Might be as the squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. Probably got his head beat in. Alright, let's talk to the surviving squire. You've come to ask about the attack, haven't you? We came upon them before the entrance to the Hall of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims, we marked them as lost and ill-equipped for a journey further north. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought, some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward as if to kiss his cheek, and then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I didn't know what had happened till I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but I took a blow to the head, and by the time I came to, the others were dead, and the heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't... I mean... They'd have killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Shiva, huh? Is someone summoning Shiva for some reason? Alphanot, guess what I heard? Ah, you've returned. What news have you for us? Someone's trying to summon Shiva, probably. Hatchafant, it seems the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Alphanod, who is this Shiva the heretical spoke of? The Temple Knight, the one that's got the emo blonde hair. Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion, Master Alphanod? Enchiridion? Something like that? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who laid down with dragons. Oh, so she had sex with dragons. Hierophant. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. Alphanod. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. Lord Hierophant, what was the caravan's cargo? I bet you it's crystals. Hierophant. If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Alphanod, do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva, as a beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? The Temple Knight. I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Hierophant, you would agree that discretion is of paramount concern? Hierophant, of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphanod. Alphanod, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of this summoning. Which we all know it's gonna be summoned, because we gotta fight it, because, gameplay. Naturally, that includes you, as he says to me. Though I am sure you would not miss this for the world. Hey, put another notch on my belt? Yeah, sure. Of course I wouldn't miss that. Strength in Unity. Alphanod. The persistent attacks on our caravan seem little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem to be sure, but relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention, which means we're gonna have to kick their butt. After appraising Menphilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Suicune, pray join me in the White Brim front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Durendare have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in that region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us to determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillamont should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there, then. Good. Drillamont. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. I'm Merrick. We are all ears, Lord Drillamont. That America's got a huge blue sword. That's crazy. Like, usually swords are, silver looking. But his is straight up blue. Huh. Drillamont. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, that self-same frozen wall, which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirmed our suspicions. Americ. I have heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. Alphanod steps forward. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to White Brim front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. Merrick. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. 'Twould be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Alphanod. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Americ. And he turns to me. And so it begins, my friend, though I dare say I will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillamon has one in mind? I nod. Getting a cutscene. Looks like we're at the Crystal Ravine? There's lots of crates with stuff and some torches that people are inspecting. Heretic Mage. Yes, yes. Excellent. He kind of looks like a lot of the other guy that we killed. The one that, like, took the face of the non-heretic priest and he was all, like, emo and shit. Yeah, it looks like that guy. He looks very emo. He walks over to... I'm assuming Iceheart, because all we're seeing is, like, her legs. And he kneels down and bows his head. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. He stands up and walks away. Dark words, dark deeds. And I get bacon bread. Great. Drillamont. It seems as though we're always one step behind. Our quarry ever just beyond our reach. Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to be turned. The tables are about to turn. I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillemine? Guilleme? We have not. The mystery of how the heretics remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in White Brim Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Jean Tremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing, which could endanger our plans. Okay. Time to go back downstairs. Alright, let's wait at my destination. So it looks like two guards standing, talking to each other. One of them nods and leaves. I watch as he goes. As he passes by some guys doing push-ups. The suspected heretic leaves through the southwest gate. Alright. I shall be super quiet as I stomp around in my mech suit. I see the accused knight just kind of walk off. The suspected heretic follows the road east. Okay. I hide behind a tree while I stare at him. He runs off. The suspected heretic heads south. Can I fly over these mountains? Oh, I probably shouldn't. Danafin Pass. Alright, let's wait at this destination. Surveying the area. I'm in like a little mini cave system here. I see the man walking through the cave. He stops and looks around. Accused knight. Hey! Hey! Where in the seven hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. He turns to see a suspicious Corthan. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Accused knight. Standing on the wall? Why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Suspicious Corthan. Your sole duty is to the... Bloody echo. Lower your voice, or they'll hear us in White Brim Front. Accused knight. Yes, of course. The temple knights are... in Snowcloak. Suspicious Corthan. This is what you bring to me? We already knew about... Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? He nods. The two part, going opposite directions. Drillmont. Well, did you invest in your investigation bear fruit? Yeah, that guy's a traitor for sure. I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard their words more clearly. Yes, the few snatches you are able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation, and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to their plans, which means it's a key to our plan that they be rooted out and put to the sword. First Blood. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unaware. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Durandare knights are on the patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemies' numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Helone is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Suicune. The lives of our allies are at stake. What I don't understand is what these people ever did. You know, they're heretics, but it just seems like a religious dispute than anything else. Like, have they actually done anything? You know? Or is it just that, oh, we're this religion and you're that religion, so therefore we are going to kill you? I don't know. That seems to be the gist of what I've got is, oh, they just don't like these religious people. I mean, I guess they're dragons, but still. And? Well, I found a bunch of dead guys, Drillamont. My knight sent no word of your coming, Suicune. What has happened? What is that in your hand? I found a brittle parchment. Discovered on the body of a slain heretic, this yellowing document is covered in a complex code of seemingly random letters and numbers. Drillamont. By the Fury! Those were veterans with years of service! Yeah, they'd be dead now. He shakes his head. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered, and... I'm surprised I didn't recover them while I was there. No, we have not the men to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics he dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I'll wager they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that we had caught him sooner. Yeah, but I wasn't here sooner, because you guys can't, do shit yourself. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandare must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Isn't it always the way that one guy fucks it up for everybody? The path of the righteous. Well, that seems to be a something of a debate there. Drillamont. Time is of the essence, Suicune. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them naught if they are cut down ere their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Emmerich everything we have discovered. Let's talk to Emmerich in this, kind of ice wall ravine area. Suicune, this is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden... Not sure why it suddenly changed. I must have said something. You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. Oh, I must have told them that there's, an ambush to be expected. Has Commander Levelier been informed? The Braves must be made aware. Oh, Alphinaud's right here. Didn't even know. Alphinaud. It must be here. I'm certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? 'Tis but a pity this discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. He's trying to look at the ice wall for peoples. Confound it. This is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins, when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her, and stop this damnable summoning. Question mark. There she is! Heretic. Come here, girl! Oh, Yida showed up, started kicking ass. Alright then. She was up in the air and punched some dudes in the face. Yida, that was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Alphinaud smiles with relief. Only my pride, Yida. Oh, some of the Crystal Brave dudes, the people in blue, showed up. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Yu Haas. I believe he's a Lalafell? Commander Levelier. Yeah, it looks like a Lalafell. Oh, Papa Mio showed up. Not to be unexpected. Yu Haas does a little salute. Yeah, that's a Lalafell. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrance to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Alphinaud pounds his fists together happily. Aha! Just as I suspected. Amongst this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. Palpamio. A moment, Alphinaud. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we enter the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. Alphinaud ponders that. Alphinaud, one of the, crystal orc dudes, Braves, orcs, is, kneeling down looking at something. Alphinaud ponders. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Ahem, he turns to the group. A change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emeric and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. Is he telling me that? I guess. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Palpamillo will sulk. I nod stoically. Let's talk to this stalwart temple knight. The entrance to the tunnel, madam? It's just over here. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would have never had noticed it. Per Sir Emeric's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Snowcloak now accessible. Now we're seeing the inside of an icy crystal cave with lots of glowing blue crystals sticking out pretty much everywhere. Lots of like pillars of crystal glowing and icy things. Apparently my friend wants to do this by himself. Apparently my friend wants to just do it with me and not get a people, not get a whole group. He's like, we're gonna speedrun it. I'm like, just remember I've never been here. So I might not want to speedrun it too much. I was like, we'll speed walk, don't worry. So you might notice that we have no tank and are not leveled down. Uh-oh. I was like, yeah, and we don't have, he's like, we don't have a tank. And we're not leveled down. I'm like, oh yeah, and we don't have a full party. So he's got a level 83 something or other. And he's gonna go use that, I guess. I have turned on unsynced mode. Dun dun dun. He's kind of done this before when we fought Garuda one time. He was just like, so you want to fight Garuda, you know, speedrun mode? I'm like, I guess. And he just went with his, like, max tank person and just beat the shit out of it in a couple seconds. I'm like, damn. Alright then. I'm not sure what he's explaining what the holdup is. See, I need to find a tiny key, apparently. It lets you go into dungeons with no sync and under party, but we get less loot and no spirit bound. Oh, spirit bond. Well, that's kind of lame. But loots are good. I love loots. But we get to style on fools. I said, I guess loots aren't really that important with my current gear, but I do like to get loots. So we're in a level 50 dungeon, I guess, and he's level 83 and I'm level 63. So we are slightly overpowered. Apparently there's also a card you can get. And he loves cards. So he's like, do you want to run it so we get a card? Like, it depends on how grueling this place is. So I think he took that as, alright, we'll just make it as not as grueling as possible. But I walked into a snowball wall and it exploded. He's gonna probably try and explain mechanics, even though I'm not sure why, because he's just gonna beat the shit out of this boss that's coming up. There was mini boss. Oh. Oh, okay. First boss and my friend being up in 2 hits. And the ice armored dude is dead. He was like, mechanics? Who needs them? Get air anchored! I guess it's the move he used on him. Yeah, I mean, when you kill a boss in 2 hits, who needs mechanics? I mean, I'm assuming I'm supposed to avoid this wind. Maybe it hurts me or something. I'm not sure. Holy is great, it's slow as shit. By the time I even get it off, my friend's already killed whatever I'm trying to fight. Oh, I got a Yeti. He's gonna be our next boss. So Yeti here would normally need to be hit with snowballs made in the fight. Oh, weird. Here I clap him with bullets and a drill. And he did. Some very calming music for us being in a dungeon. he would normally summon mobs, then a snowstorm that turns them into snowballs. Huh. This game has some weird mechanics. Mechanics I've never even heard of anywhere else. I guess that keeps it interesting, though. Then when he does a big kill the party attack, you would slap into one to his face, stunning him. Huh. Looks like a big, hairy crocodile from Beetlejuice. Like a Beetlejuice with a big, hairy crocodile. That's probably what it would look like. The dove Avis drops a finger of the apostate? You. Oh, we're getting a cutscene. Looks like a Fenrir? Like one of those, wolf kind of bosses? Badass wolf dude? Yeah, it's a Fenrir. Huh, I called it. Me and my friend probably didn't like that I started the boss fight, but that's okay. And Fenrir's dead already. I could get that guy to the mount if I wanted to. Yay! Say hello to Wolf. And now say goodbye. Yep. Oh hey, an actual, healing thing that I don't need. Let's leave the duty and see if I get a cutscene. Yep.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light. Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am.
My character was looking at a giant crystal thing. And now there's that lady with a really, really long hair. I mean, the hair goes down to her butt, so it's pretty damn long. You're the Ice Heart.
I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart.
Because you're like Lorisho, probably. I withdraw my weapon.
This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light.
I mean, I'd prefer not to.
I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost.
I mean, that sounds like continuing the bloodshed.
In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good.
Yeah, everybody thinks that.
For Eorzea. For Hydaelyn.
Iceheart approaches the giant crystal. And closes her eyes. She teleports. Oh, well, shit. Where'd she go? She disappeared. Alright, let's speak to Alphanod. That took longer than I expected. What news, Suicune? What are you talking about? That took like 5 seconds. Jeez. So, Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. I mean, no one names their kid Iceheart. Come on now. That she managed to escape is regrettable. But from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fighting against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. 12 be praised, Suicune. We may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Menphilia and Urianger have been busy perusing the archives of House Fortemps, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. He shivers visibly. For the greater good. That sounds like a Thrawn book. Oh, Menphilia showed up. Alphanod. Antecedent, you've come to us straight from the archives of House Fortemps. I trust your time there proved fruitful. Menphilia. Would that it had. Urianger and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet, in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could ever even be possible is quite another question. I mean, dragons usually have the ability to transform into human form at will. So, yeah, that'd be very possible. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Fortemps. Though maybe not all fantasy stuff have that, but some of them do. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. Yeah. Alphanod, you said that the Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? I did. She wants me to join her side. Alphanod. Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. Menphilia. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. Alphanod looks towards Sir Emmerich. Emmerich is talking to a soldier who just ran up to him. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until these sappers confirm that a tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. The Temple Knight Herald salutes. Yes, Lord Commander. Elfinod walks over to Americ. Americ still looks quite dashing. Elfinod. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Emeric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Halone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? Why would they have done what would they have done in your position, I wonder? Americ. There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the death of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and Scripture tells us only so much. Alphanod. Would that it told us more. Another knight runs over. This one's a female. Emmerich is talking to her now, and Alphanod walks off. At least Menphelia is in proper winter gear, whereas the rest of us are just fucked. Alphanod. He walks over to Menphelia and crosses his arms. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Menphelia. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. I mean, with enough crystals, we can fucking do anything, it seems like. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. I mean, King Magomag the 12th never existed? I thought he did. The sole exception being... the sole exception being good King Magomag the 12th, and the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mogul Guard. Alphanod. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that is not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Menphelia. They have them both in abundance. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't take that much to resurrect someone from the dead. I mean, fuck, even I did it. Menphelia. Some soldier, walked over and started talking to Alphanod. Can that truly be all that is required? Yeah, I mean, we've seen it several fucking times. I mean, this is, what, 7th time we've seen it happen? Alphanod. My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetheorite Iceheart used to escape. Oh, she just used the, okay. I didn't know that those were also aetheorites. I think I kind of glossed over that. They believe that she teleported to another aetheorite, somewhere not far to the west. I mean, she would have to. You can't just, like, teleport wherever you want with those things. Despite the apparent proximity of this second aetheorite, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Oh wow. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Menphelia. Let's not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues is Charlian, may be able to assist us. Oh, in Charlian. Elphanod. I pray that you are right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. Elphanod. While Menphelia looks into aetheorite problem, I will like to request your assistance with another matter. The 3rd unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Corthus is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the territory far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten that process. The sooner we can capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it is admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you are not aware. Great. I guess I nodded. I didn't see it, but I'm sure I nodded stoically. Good. I knew you would understand. Yuyuhas can appraise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilberd and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. The Temple Knight shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. Menphelia nods and walks off, along with Elphanod. Alright, let's speak to Yuyuhas. There you are, Suicune. Commander Leveleur instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the 3rd hail from Old Da, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand. Nary a moment ago, I received word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Daphnin Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I should be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin.